wouldn't push me if I were you.
Is an old chemical factory south of the city. The Baron's men operate out of there.
Tell me I'm gonna find the bear in there.
No guarantees. But it's no coincidence they're active in the area.
I need to hurry.
the night creeps and volatiles. They're hard to dodge in the woods. There should be a safe zone nearby on your route. You might want to use it.
Olivia, I'm at the factory. No sign of the Baron's men yet.
It's not a big place. You'll find them. Just find them before they find you.
Olivia, the Baron's guards are here. Main entrance is a no-go. I'm gonna have to find another way in. Damn it!
Enemy in sight!
What the hell? What the hell is going on in there? I guess that's all of them. Time to find out what's going on here. A large cage and a very big hole. Must be huge. It's the same gadget I saw earlier. The hell is it for? You! What the hell are you doing here?
Who are you?
Answer the question, asshole!
I can't. He will.
Start talking.
Okay. We're testing a new virus strain
What new strain?
for the chimeras. You know, the freaks.
Tell me where it is.
It escaped. Ran towards the forest.
Fucking great.
But you can still find it.
How?
Wait. You can lure it.
With what?
A special gas.
Gas?
There's a storage room in the basement. Take a gas canister and put it in the dispenser. It will lure the chimera there.
So that's what those devices are for.
There's one in the junkyard near the forest. He's close enough to lure it from the woods. Fire it up, and the freaks will come to you. Please, don't kill me. I've told you everything, I swear.
I believe you. I need to find that gas. Locked. Gotta be another way in. Of course. Fucker didn't bother to mention they have infected here, too. Got the gas canister. Olivia, there's an escaped chimera here. I'm gonna try to lure it in with some kind of special gas. Turns out that's what those devices were for.
I wonder what kind of gas it is.
No clue. I just hope it works.
Kyle, please be careful.
Quiet. This better work. Holy shit. Hey, Olivia, the gas worked. That freak came here.
Did you manage to kill it?
Yeah.
Well, thank God you're alive. But get your ass out of there, Kyle. God only knows what Baron's planning to do with those monsters.
One last thing and I'm on my way.
Hi guys, hope you like what you watch. Now let's talk about Dying Light the Beast. Dying Light the Beast is an upcoming survival horror adventure that plunges players back into the deadly world of the infected with a bold new twist. Developed and published by Techland, it serves as a standalone chapter in the Dying Light saga, essentially the series' next major entry in all but name. Set in the breathtaking yet harrowing Swiss Alps-inspired valley of Castor Woods, a once idyllic rural tourist region now overrun by the undead, the game sees the long-awaited return of Kyle Crane, the beloved protagonist of the first Dying Light, after a decade plus in captivity, enduring gruesome genetic experiments by a sinister antagonist known only as the Baron. Crane finally breaks free, older, scarred, and hell-bent on revenge. Those experiments have left him forever changed. Crane emerges as a unique half-human, half-beast hybrid, with the infected zombie DNA inside him granting supernatural strength and ferocity while threatening to consume his humanity. This internal struggle between man and monster lies at the heart of the experience, lending a dark inner conflict to both the story and gameplay as Crane battles not just external hordes, but the rage-fueled creature within. The narrative picks up years after the Heron outbreak, tying back to the series' origins. Fans will recognize references to Crane's past, including a pre-order bonus weapon named in memory of Jade, one of his lost Heron comrades. Yet the beast is also designed as an entry point for newcomers, with Crane awakening to a world as unfamiliar to him as it is to new players. Techland has crafted a focused, linear storyline, a change from Dying Light 2's branching paths, that carries Crane on a blood-soaked quest for vengeance across Castor Woods, driven by haunting memories and a singular goal to destroy the Baron who ruined his life. Along the way, players will unravel how Crane survived the events in Heron and endured those lost years, a tale that promises to bridge the original game's lore with the future of the Dying Light universe. In fact, the developers hint that completing the beast will reveal a teaser of what's going to happen next in the series' future, positioning this game as both a culmination of the first decade of Dying Light and a prologue for adventures to come. From a gameplay perspective, Dying Light the Beast delivers everything fans love about the franchise, and more, while amplifying the horror and survival elements to new heights. Techland openly acknowledged that in Dying Light 2 they lost the threat, lost the horror, lost the tension that made the original so special, and with the beast they have consciously returned to the series' hardcore survival horror roots, using the first game as a blueprint to recapture that nail-biting sense of dread and intensity. Castor Woods provides an expansive but threatening open world, a rural forested valley shrouded in dense forests, foggy swamps, farmsteads, and an abandoned resort town, all filled with eerie beauty and rampant decay. The environment itself shapes the gameplay. Unlike the dense urban rooftops of Heron or Villedor, this landscape forces you to venture onto ground level often, heightening the tension as you creep through shadowy woods and derelict villages where danger lurks behind every tree. By day, you'll scavenge and explore cautiously under the alpine sun, aware that the clock is ticking, because when night falls, the valley is plunged into terror as the infected grow far more aggressive and lethal. The day-night cycle remains a signature pillar of the series, delivering two distinct experiences in one. Daylight offers a chance to gather supplies and prepare, but after dark, dark, the volatiles and other night predators emerge in force, leaving you with only 3 choices: run, hide, or fight for your life. Techland has refined these nocturnal mechanics even further. Volatiles, the apex predators from the original game, are now smarter and more relentless, able to climb and parkour over obstacles, sometimes even hunting in coordinated packs across every terrain, ensuring that the good night, good luck mantra has never been more apt. Every sunset in Castor Woods will test your nerves and survival skills as you decide whether to brave the darkness for greater rewards or hunker down until dawn. Crane's legendary agility and parkour abilities return, allowing you to fluidly run, leap, and climb through the environment in exhilarating first-person perspective. The free running system has been tuned to fit Crane's more grounded physicality. He isn't quite the super acrobat that Dying Light 2's protagonist was, which actually enhances the realism and challenge. But the core thrill of making the world your playground is intact. You can still sprint along rooftops, vault over fences, and swing on ledges with ease. And the level design ensures plenty of opportunities to use your agility even amid forest and farmlands, with cleverly placed structures, cliffs, and derelict buildings providing parkour routes through the wilderness. At the same time, new traversal options expand the sandbox. For the first time since the original's expansion, driving makes a comeback. The Beast lets players hop into a rugged 4x4 off-road truck to tear down back roads and plow through hordes of zombies, offering unparalleled freedom in how you traverse the open world. This mechanic builds on Techland's past experience with driving, the studio's history with rally games, and the team behind the beloved Buggy and the Following have made the new vehicle handling a blast. You'll use the truck not only for adrenaline-fueled joyrides and satisfying undead roadkill, but also practically, for example, ferrying heavy supplies across dangerous zones quickly. There will be areas too dense or rugged to drive, but whenever the opportunity arises, revving up the engine provides a visceral new way to experience Dying Light's open-world traversal, complementing the classic on-foot parkour in a run-the-rooftops, rule-the-roads approach. Combat in the Beast is more brutal, kinetic, and varied than ever before, truly earning the moniker of primal brutality. Melee combat, always a franchise hallmark, has been dialed up to delight gorehounds and survivalists alike. As Crane, you can smash, sever, and eviscerate enemies with an array of makeshift weapons and upgrades, delivering gruesome finishers that literally let you crush skulls, rip heads off, and tear enemies in half in the heat of battle. Every swing of an axe or blunt weapon now visibly dismembers and deforms the infected thanks to an enhanced gore system. Enemies show progressive damage with each hit, with up to twice as many visible wounds and more individual body zones that can be torn and blown apart. Fighting a hulking goon or other special infected is a bloody spectacle as chunks of flesh fly and bones shatter, giving combat a visceral feedback that reinforces your hits are landing hard. In a franchise first since the original, firearms are back in Crane's arsenal, albeit in limited supply, preserving the tension of scavenging ammo. You'll come across guns like pistols, shotguns, and assault rifles scavenged from the heavily armed human enemies serving the Baron, and even a brand new flamethrower that can turn entire rooms of zombies into ash. Gunplay will augment the melee core rather than replace it. Firearms are powerful tools, but ammunition is scarce and loud shots can attract unwanted attention, so you'll want to use them tactically. Still, the very presence of guns and the ability to strategically pick off enemies from afar or torch a cluster of infected adds a welcome layer of variety to combat that fans of the first game's gunplay will appreciate. Perhaps the most game-changing addition to combat is Crane's Beast Mode, an upgradable feral state that he can trigger when he takes enough damage or fury builds up. In these moments, the virus coursing through Crane takes over. His vision narrows, his strength amplifies, and he becomes a whirlwind of destruction, able to launch powerful bare-handed attacks, rip enemies apart with his claws, and even hurl large objects or enemies like ragdolls. Activating Beast Mode essentially turns Crane into a temporarily unstoppable predator, allowing players to briefly experience the terrifying power of the infected. It's a double-edged sword narratively. Every time Crane unleashes the Beast, it's as if he's teetering on the brink of losing himself. But in gameplay terms, it provides a thrilling trump card for players when fights get especially dire. Managing this ability and deciding when to embrace the monster inside for an advantage adds a strategic wrinkle to encounters that sets the Beast apart from previous titles. On top of that, an extensive skill upgrade system lets you develop Crane's agility, combat moves, and beast powers as you progress, so you can tailor him to your playstyle. Be it a nimble parkour ghost, a melee brawler, a stealthy hunter with a bow, or a balanced survivor. By reintroducing and expanding these tools, parkour, melee, guns, vehicles, and mutant abilities, the Beast aims to deliver the most sandbox open gameplay the series has seen, all while keeping the pressure high with true survival horror, scarcity, and tension. Techland's franchise director Timon Smektawa even noted that in every design choice, they're bringing survival back to the forefront, making players fear the nights and cherish every medkit and weapon like they did in the original game. Crucially, Dying Light the Beast doesn't just offer a solo experience, it fully supports up to 4-player co-op throughout the entire game, so you can band together with friends to take on the nightmares of Castor Woods side by side. The cooperative play is seamless and dynamic. You and your allies can spread out to scavenge the open world by day, watch each other's backs when darkness falls, and combine your skills in combat. For instance, one player distracting a pack of volatiles with noise while the others sneak past, or setting up brutal combo attacks on enemy encampments. Shared progression ensures that any story or side missions you complete or loot you earn in co-op will carry back to your own game, meaning you won't miss out by playing together. Every twisting story mission, every emergent encounter, and every desperate last stand against the Horde can be experienced cooperatively, amplifying the fun and reducing the loneliness of the apocalypse. Yet, even in multiplayer, the game preserves its eerie atmosphere and challenge. The infected will scale in ferocity to keep groups on their toes, and coordination becomes key when the Baron's more fearsome creations emerge. Speaking of which, Techland has introduced terrifying new enemy types to ensure seasoned players face fresh horrors. The rank-and-file zombies, the biters, and faster virals have been completely redesigned. There are over 110 different biter variants populating the world, with diverse body types from emaciated to bloated, and gruesomely detailed appearances that emphasize the lingering humanity in their rotten forms. Virals, recently turned infected who can run and climb, come in nearly 60 variants and include disturbing lab virals, failed experiment subjects whose mutilated bodies hint at the Baron's cruel work. Classic special infected from the original game also return in reimagined fashion. You'll encounter screamers like the Howler, now depicted as a former psychiatric patient still in a straitjacket whose piercing cries lure more undead. The lumbering goon re-envisioned as a massive ex-construction worker who can wield heavy objects to crush you. The spitting acid-spewing spitter, once a medical professional, now twisted by chemicals he once used, and others, each revamped with backstories reflected in their grotesque character designs. These touches make each mutant feel like a tragic creature of circumstance, a reminder that every monster was human once, which only heightens the dread of possibly becoming one of them. Additionally, the Baron's experiments have given rise to horrific new abominations called chimeras, described as hulking monstrosities spliced together from different infected and pushed beyond their natural limits. These chimeras serve as mini-bosses or apex adversaries, far more unpredictable and lethal than anything Crane has faced before. One example revealed by Techland is the Matriarch, an enormous flayed monstrosity designed to look like a human stripped of skin, with raw muscles and tissues exposed, evoking a witch from a nightmare. This bloody abomination and other chimeras will test even the most hardened survivors, likely requiring teamwork or clever use of Crane's beast mode to bring down. With such variety in enemy types, from common shamblers to elite mutants, players will constantly need to adapt their tactics, choosing when to engage, when to flee, and how to exploit the environment, or even the beast's powers, to survive each encounter. The emphasis is squarely on survival horror. Resources like weapons and vehicles degrade with use, forcing you to improvise and often fight on the edge of exhaustion. Every confrontation in the Beast can be deadly if you're not prepared. Exactly the kind of high-stakes, heart-pounding gameplay that made the original Dying Light a classic. Early hands-on impressions from press and content creators have been glowing. Previews have called it a nail-biting survival horror experience and an absolute blast, even hailing the Beast as a standout game of 2025. Affirmations that the game is succeeding in its mission to both terrify and thrill. Techland themselves are confident, with Smektawa going so far as to call it the best Dying Light that we have ever made. And it's easy to see why. The Beast takes the best elements of the series and enriches them with deeper horror, refined gameplay, and a compelling new story hook. Behind the scenes, Dying Light, the Beast has had a unique development journey. It was originally conceived as the second major story DLC for Dying Light 2 stage, stay human. But as the project grew in scope and ambition, Techland spun it off into a standalone experience. The team grew so passionate about Crane's return and the new ideas being explored that, as Smektoa admitted, we basically started treating the Beast as the next entry in the series. Maybe it doesn't have 3 in the name, but for us, it really is Dying Light 3. Indeed, by all metrics, the Beast has the heft of a full sequel. It boasts a completely new map, characters and story separate from Dying Light 2's Villador storyline, and packs in a substantial amount of content. The developers describe it as a very proper AAA game that's very chunky in terms of size and polish. While perhaps a bit shorter and more compact than Dying Light 2, owing to its tighter narrative focus, it still offers dozens of hours of gameplay, roughly 20 hours for the main story alone, with 40 to 60 hours of content for completionists who tackle all side quests and activities. One internal playthrough by Smektoa clocked in at about 37 hours doing story and side content. This makes the Beast a robust adventure that respects players' time while avoiding unnecessary filler. In design, it sticks to a linear narrative with no multiple endings or convoluted choice trees to deliver a taut, satisfying storyline, a decision likely influenced by feedback that DL2's branching narrative diluted its tension. Techland's commitment to quality is also evident in their release approach. The game was initially slated for August 2025, but the studio delayed it by about 4 weeks to September 19th, 2025 to allow extra polishing. They specifically wanted to fine-tune gameplay balance, UI clarity, physics, animations, and cutscenes in those final weeks. Small details that can make the difference between a good game and a great one. That extra care seems to have paid off, and in a celebratory move, Techland even decided to move the release up by 1 day to September 18th, 2025 after reaching over 1 million pre-orders. A thank you to the fans for their immense support. The excitement around the Beast is palpable. Over 1 million players have already secured their copy in advance, and Techland has been stoking the hype with trailers, a 30-minute gameplay showcase, and even a playable demo at Gamescom that drew praise from those who tried it. Importantly, as a goodwill gesture, anyone who owns Dying Light 2 Ultimate Edition will receive the Beast for free as promised content, since it evolved from the planned DLC, demonstrating Techland's respect for its dedicated community. On launch day, September 18th, 2025, the game will release on PC via Steam and Epic Games Store, and on current-gen consoles including PlayStation 5 with full support for PS5 Pro and Xbox Series X and S, with last-gen versions for PS4 and Xbox One targeted for release by the end of 2025. This staggered approach ensures the primary version fully leverages next-gen hardware for breathtaking visuals and performance, from the sweeping alpine vistas down to the ghastly details on each zombie's face, while still bringing the experience to older platforms a bit later. As the clock ticks down to launch, Techland has made it clear that Dying Light the Beast is both a love letter to the franchise's fans and a statement of renewed intent. With its engaging storyline that ties back to the series' origins, its immersive open world and refined mechanics, and a tone that's once again dripping with tension and terror, the Beast is poised to deliver an absolute blast of nail-biting action horror. Players will soon step into Kyle Crane's shoes one more time, to parkour across sun-drenched mountaintops and ruined townships by day, to tremble through pitch-black forests by night, and to confront both the monstrosities of the outside world and the Beast within himself, in what Techland boldly proclaims as the best Dying Light experience they've ever created. In short, Dying Light, the Beast promises to be an epic, darkly exhilarating ride that bridges the past and future of the series, delivering faithful fans and new survivors alike into an unforgiving new playground where even the undead will learn to fear the night once more. Thanks for watching. See you next time.